Hi guys, this is Allison Pryor. This is the puffin that we did, and I just wanted to show you that I did some final details and touch-ups. As you can see, the dry brushing on the back is not quite as bright, and I puffed up the clouds a little bit more. And there's the back. Looks more natural there now. And the clouds look nice and soft. And the face looks more clean. So how I did my clouds was, I took my brush and I put some white paint on my bristle brush, and I just scraped over what I already had done with some white paint, and I just softened them up by just scraping over what I already had done, and that gave a nice soft look just by rubbing over what I already had done. And that's dry, what I did. So you let your paint is dry, and you're just going over what you already did with very little white paint. And you just put some white on top of what you already did, just on the very top so you don't lose your shadows. And just rub it along. You can wiggle your brush a little bit, you can tap, and just make soft clouds. So that helps get the clouds softer. There we go. That's what I did there. Now, what I did on the face, I just took my brush, my small brush. You can use a small liner brush. And I took some yellow, where the yellow was, and I went around the eye again just to clean up that area. And put a little more yellow on there, and I put a little more yellow around the beak just to clean up the area and make it nice, and if the lines were crooked, I just fixed them up. And then I took some more black paint, and I took a small brush, chiseled edge brush like this, and put black paint on it, and at the top of the head I came down further with the black paint right here. I just cleaned up that area, and I just came down further with the black paint, and I cleaned up around the eye and put some more black paint in the eye. And then you can take a toothpick and put some white on your toothpick, and you can dab in the center of the eye the black and make a little white around the eye. And then for the back here, it looks more feathery, it looks nicer. What I did there was, I just went over it again. If it was too bright, I just took my bristle brush and I put some more black on it to take out some of the ones that were too bright. I put some black in there to get some shadows. And to separate that tail, put black here, separate that tail to make it look like it's separated from the other one. And then I put some black and a little bit of white, just make it dark gray. You can also add a little bit of blue, but we got a gray color. And then I just pull down some more, I dry brush some more of these strokes on here, and I separated them so that there was black in between them, and so that it would look like the tail was separated. But what it was, you put black in between so that there's not too much dry brushing on there, so that it looks like feathers. The black separates it, okay? So make sure you put some black between these feathers to make them look more feathery. And between that tail especially to separate it. And between some of these dry brushing areas. And that will separate them and make it look more like feathers on the back. That's all I did. I just cleaned it up I also cleaned up this area here where there was too much black going into the white. So I just took my black, I cleaned it up and went over the bit of white that was inside here and cleaned up that edge. And then I just pulled with my fan brush, I just pulled through some more feathers into the white to make it look more feathery, like this. And I brought some down by the feet, just to make the, and down here, just pull it down into the white. And that helps make it look more feathery. There wasn't really very much to do when you did your painting, but if you want to clean up some of the edges, do some final details, just take your brushes and go back over them again, straighten up all the lines, and redo some of the feathers on the back to make it look more like. You can also, if you notice, the black came down a little further here, and I pulled out the tail on the back a little long around the bottom. And everything else I left alone. I left the grass alone and the feet. And the beak, I just put a little more red on the beak. And that's all I did. So hopefully that will help you get a final details in your painting. If you got lost, if you need anything, just leave a comment or contact me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com. And if you have any questions, just let me know. So happy painting!